Good day, everyone. Our report today is about stereotypes, prejudice, and discrimination. Before we start the report, I am Jen Ribalia, and my fellow member in our reporting is Melchizedek Ryodike. We will give the details and what the meaning of the topics that we will teach you.
Stereotypes are generalizations or assumptions made about a group of people based on certain characteristics such as age, weight, occupation, skin color, gender, ethnicity, etc. These assumptions may not accurately reflect the individual members of the group, leading to unfair and often oversimplified judgments. So there are two kinds of stereotypes: implicit and explicit stereotypes. Implicit stereotypes are unconscious beliefs or attitudes that individuals hold about a particular group, which can influence their thoughts and behaviors without them being aware of it. These stereotypes are often ingrained in cultural norms and can shape perceptions subtly. For example, a woman candidate for election. This stereotype might unconsciously influence hiring decisions, where a female candidate for leadership position could be perceived as less suitable due to the implicit belief that leadership requires assertiveness, typically associated with men. This bias can impact career opportunities and reinforce gender inequalities in the workplace. On the other hand, explicit stereotypes are conscious and overt beliefs that people openly expresses about a certain group. This can manifest as verbal statements, jokes, or actions that reflect preconceived notions. On the explicit side, an example could be a statement like, women are not as capable as men in leadership roles. This overt belief reflects a conscious and openly expressed stereotype about gender, contributing to discrimination and hindering opportunities for women in leadership positions. So, based on the discussion, implicit stereotypes are subconscious automatic associations we make about a group of people without even realizing it. They operate at an unconscious level and can influence our behavior unintentionally. On the other hand, explicit stereotypes are conscious beliefs and attitudes that we are aware and can express openly. Is gender stereotypes. Gender stereotyping is the overgeneralization of characteristics, differences, and attributes of a certain group based on their gender. Gender stereotyping involves making broad assumptions about individuals or groups based on their gender, oversimplifying and overgeneralizing characteristics, differences, and attributes. These stereotypes can lead to biased expectations, discrimination, and reinforcement of societal norms that may not accurately reflect the diversity and individuality of people within each gender. Addressing and challenging gender stereotyping is crucial for fostering equality and promoting a more inclusive understanding of individuals regardless of their gender. An example of a gender stereotype is that expectation that women should primarily be responsible for childcare and homemaking. This stereotype assumes that women are naturally more nurturing and better suited for the domestic roles, while men are expected to focus on their careers and be the primary breadwinners. Is prejudice. Prejudice involves forming judgments or opinions about an individual solely based on their membership in a particular group. This group can be defined by various characteristics such as race, ethnicity, gender, religion, socioeconomic status, or any other defining attribute. The process of prejudice often arises from preconceived notions, stereotypes, or biases associated with the perceived characteristics of the group. Rather than evaluating an individual's unique qualities, experiences, or abilities, prejudice judgments rely on assumptions linked to the group membership. For example, if someone holds a prejudice against a particular racial or ethnic group, they might make assumptions about an individual from the group without considering their individual personality, skills, or background. This can result in an unfair treatment, missed opportunities, and the perpetuation of stereotypes.
Let's proceed to the third topic, which is discrimination. Discrimination refers to action or behaviors towards an individual or a group of people. Discrimination refers to the unfair treatment or prejudice against individuals or groups based on certain characteristics such as race, gender, age, religion, or sexual orientation. It often manifests or various forms, including but not limited to systemic biases, unequal opportunities, verbal or physical abuse, and exclusions from social, economic, or political participation. Discrimination have profound effect on individuals' mental health, well-being, and access to resources, leading to marginalization and societal inequality. Legal frameworks exist in many countries to combat discrimination, but its persistence underscores an ongoing struggles for equality and justice worldwide. Educating communities, fostering inclusivity, and promoting awareness are crucial steps in mitigating discrimination's impact and building a more equitable society. So, we have few examples of discrimination. First is genocide, second is apartheid, third is gen third is gender discrimination, last is LGBT discrimination. First is the genocide. So what is a genocide? Genocide, the action of recognizing someone as different so much that they are treated inhumanly. The deliberate and systematic extermination of a particular group of people based on their ethnicity, nationality, religion, or other defining characteristics. It involves the intent to destroy, in whole or in part, a targeted group through violent means such as mass killings, forced displacement, and other atrocities. The term was coined after World War II and is recognized as one of the most severe human rights violations, prompting international laws and efforts to prevent and punish such heinous acts. Also, apartheid was a system of institutionalized racial segregation and discrimination that existed in South Africa from 1948 to the early 1990s. It enforced the division and unequal treatment of people based on their race, primarily separating the white minority from the non-white majority. Under apartheid, strict laws regulated almost every aspect of life, including residence, employment, education, and social interactions, reinforcing racial hierarchy and injustice. The system was internationally condemned and eventually dismantled through a series of negotiations and the release of Nelson Mandela, leading to democratic election in 1994. Third example for the discrimination is gender discrimination. Refers to the unfair treatment or prejudice against individuals based on their gender, often favoring one gender over another. It encompasses various forms, including unequal pay, limited opportunities, stereotypes, and societal expectations that impose limitations or disadvantages on individuals due to their gender identity or expression. This discrimination affects both men and women, but predominantly disadvantage women, leading to systemic inequalities in education, employment, healthcare, and social roles. Efforts to address gender discrimination involve advocating for gender equality, challenging stereotypes, and implementing policies that promote fair treatment and opportunities for all gender. Also, the discrimination against LGBTQ plus individuals involves prejudice, attitude, or unfair treatment based on sexual orientation. Gender identity or expression, it includes various forms as bias, such as exclusion, harassment, denial or rights, or violence directed towards individuals who identify as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, or other non-heteronormative identities. This discrimination often leads to social, economic, and legal disparities, limiting access to healthcare, employment, housing, and other fundamental rights. Efforts to combat LGBTQ plus discrimination focus on promoting inclusion, enacting anti-discrimination laws, and fostering societal acceptance and support for diverse sexual orientations and gender identities. Thank you. Discrimination is very harmful practice that unjustly treats individuals differently based on their characteristics. It perpetuates inequality, stifles opportunities, and undermines social cohesion. Efforts to combat discrimination are crucial for fostering a fair and inclusive society. Thank you.